Hi, everyone. So AI is everywhere today. Every week, there's a new model, a new tool, a new breakthrough. Yet for most people, building a product still feels impossible. They think, I'm not a programmer, I can't build apps, I need a technical co-founder. That's exactly why I created this video. So over the next few minutes, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to build a real AI-powered application using plain English without writing code. I'll spend a couple of minutes, first maybe 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes at max, not more than that, to explain to you the story, the history, the concept behind that, and then we will actually do the coding. So by the end, I don't want you to just understand something called vibe coding, what you see on the screen. I want you to believe that I can build too, which means you can actually build too. So, where did this term white coding actually come from? It all started with one tweet, and I'm going to show you the gentleman's name. His name is Andre Karpathy. He's one of the pioneers behind modern AI, also founding member of the OpenAI, which whose product we have always been using. That's ChatGPT, right? And also the former director of Tesla. Okay, so he described a future where you explain what you want and AI writes the code. In fact, I think in February 2025, in one of his tweets, he actually mentioned this, right? And that simple idea sparked an entirely new movement. Today, everybody, be it founders, developers, students, creators, they're all building real products using nothing but natural language. So the question is no longer, can I code? The question is, how do we use it effectively? So, how this vibe coding actually works? The workflow is surprisingly very simple. First, what you do, you speak, whatever comes on your mind, which means that you describe your idea in plain English. Okay. Second, AI actually thinks, literally it doesn't think, but all I'm trying to say, it will understand your language, right? Your intent. It's going to actually write the code. It's going to connect APIs. These are the terms that you actually, study when you do real software development. Okay. And this is also going to build the application for you. So finally, your product actually exists. So what does it mean? You simply describe and you get the real product. Okay. There's no prototype, no mock-up, nothing. It's a real working application you can deploy and share. And that's what vibe coding is. So this is not about writing code faster, by the way. It's about building differently. What one took, maybe months can now take just a few days, maybe on over a weekend, you can actually build the whole SaaS platform. Trust me. Adding a feature no longer requires weeks of development, that's for sure. Right? Fixing bugs often starts with simply describing the problem, and in a few minutes you can actually get it complete. And that's where the entire world of software development has actually moved. Most importantly, you no longer need to actually wait for a technical co-founder for validating your idea. The bottleneck isn't coding anymore. It's all about clarity. So people often ask, which AI tool should I use? The answer is the one that matches your goal, right? You must be hearing about tools like Cursor, Antigravity, Lovable, Claude Code, right? You have Codex, bolt.new. You can use any, okay? But it depends on, because all these tools comes with their own features, their own specialities, right? It's just like, uh, Formula One is a car will be used for, racing, right? You're not going to use it for normal driving. Think in that manner. Okay. So that's the point, right? So for example, if you have to really use, make great products, very fantastic for developers, very user friendly that way, then use Cursor, Claude Code. But if you really want to build a full stack application very quickly, right, very quickly, then in that case, you can use actually Bolt. Okay. If you want to use make product version very accessible for non-technical founders, I suggest use Antigravity. Also, there's very important catch. Most of these, right, are not free. Maybe they're free for first 10-15 minutes or 30-minute session. After that, you'll have to buy their credits and use. Okay. But you may be wondering that, can you build the entire thing free of cost? Yes, there are certain tools currently available. So you can use Antigravity for that matter. It's by Google. Okay. This makes product creation accessible for any non-technical founder. You can use Lovable, right? This actually helps build polished, SaaS application. SaaS means software as a service. In fact, Emergent has become very popular, right? You just pay some 99 rupees, or maybe I think 249, I remember, for a month, and it's going to give you some 100 credits, and amazing, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is, just don't chase tool. You have to master one, at least build with that. Try obviously all. Okay. So the most important concept today, okay, tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude.ai, Perplexity, assume all these to be the libraries. They help you actually think. Tools like Cursor, Bolt, just now whatever we discussed, Antigravity, these are all factories. And what happens in a factory? You get the finished product, right? So they help you build. One gives you answers, the other gives you products. So the best founders use actually both. Now, the question is, when we have to start with something called vibe coding, and it's all about describing, the quality of your product actually depends on the quality of what you describe. Okay, the concept and what we and that's what a description is called, a prompt. So for that, you can use a framework. There are many frameworks available, but this is the framework, RCTCO. So you can remember RCTCO, where R stands for role. Role means you should first tell AI, right, who should you become, right? Act like somebody. Okay, this is very important. You have to tell the context, the whole background, what you want to build. Then, what is the exact task of that application? That's very important. So, task. Then comes constraints, some kinds of restrictions, like what are the rules it should follow, what are the guardrails, what are the musts, and what are the must not, right? And then comes the output. What is the exact output? How do you want to see it? Okay, what should it return? In fact, I'll say so. Structure beats randomness, of course, which means that whatever you're going to describe, you will describe in this order. Okay, every single time, right? Then, of course, you can differentiate between something called weak prompt and versus, the good prompt, or maybe power prompt. Okay. Look at this weak prompt. Make me an app for farmers. I mean, come on. The real problem here is that what kind of app it is. I mean, if you go to a software engineer and just say, build me, obviously the person is going to ask you, right? What is the functionality, right? Uh, and what it's going to be used for. So think about that. So because this particular sentence, the description is too vague, okay, obviously the product that you're going to get at the end will not be a correct product. It may not function the way you want it to be. So the power prompt will definitely follow the RCTCO, framework. Okay. Compare it with the other, like for example, first to describe the role, you're a React Native developer building for let's say semi-literature literate farmers. uh, Sometimes you may be wondering that even I am so new that I don't know who React Native developer. Okay, but at least you can say that you're a you're an excellent software engineer. Start with this, right? And you're required to build an app. You can say like this. Okay, for whom? For farmers who live in Maharashtra, something like that. Okay, so start developing this kind of habit. This is important. Okay. So you can see that the outcome you're going to get will be completely different. So great prompts don't make AI smarter, they remove ambiguity. Okay. So here's a productivity hack professionals actually use, right? And you can create a simple claude.md file, right? Think of it as like your AI's, teammate onboarding document kind of, right? It contains your users, your tech stack, your design rules, and your project guidelines. Okay, you can just describe it in a particular order. Instead of repeating context every time, AI already knows your project, so the repetition will not be there, and you will always get better results. Okay. Then comes, what can you build? Yes, obviously you can build anything. The possibilities are really enormous. Maybe in the field of agriculture, maybe in the field of healthcare, finance, whatever problem you're solving, you can actually do. Or mobility, education, drones. You can see all these examples. Okay, every industry has problems waiting to be solved. The biggest change isn't AI. It's that one person can now build products that once required an entire engineering team. Okay. So ideas have never been easier to test. Okay. So now every AI tool should be, used the same way. Okay. If that is the point, then obviously I'll say no. You should use differently. For example, use ChatGPT and Gemini basically to think. Please remember, AI doesn't think. Okay, but let's assume for a moment that if you have to generate some context or some kind of clarity, use that. Use cursor and claude code to engineer, and this could be good. Use bolt, lovable, antigravity to actually ship products. Okay, different tools, different conversations, same goal, and can actually build faster. Then who is this for? So if you're a developer, AI removes repetitive work. If you're a founder, you can actually validate ideas before hiring a team. You no longer have to depend on just an idea or some kind of concept. If you're a student, right, graduate with products instead of just certificates. Okay, sit in the classroom, do a lot of vibe coding, build apps, go out, launch it, and see whether it's working or not. You're actually building a real portfolio. If you're a consultant, you show clients working solutions instead of presentations. Vibe coding isn't for programmers only, it's for builders. Okay, so we had enough theory, right? Let's build. So in the next few minutes, right, we'll write a simple product specification, generate a complete application, build features, one by one, connect a real app, deploy it live. Uh, don't just watch, build along with me. Okay. But before that, I also want to tell you, right, there are these 5 laws of vibe coding, and you can remember them. First one is clarity is the new code. Okay, which means quality of your output equals the quality of description. Then second one is shift fast, perfect later. So don't just you know be stuck that, oh, it has to be really perfect. No, ship it fast. Okay, a broken app in the world beats a perfect app on your hard drive. Right. But when I say broken, I literally don't mean that doesn't work. I mean to say that don't start building too many features. A bad output usually means a better prompt is needed. Build one feature at a time. This is really, really important. And then the last, you are now the architect. Okay. AI is the builder. Never confuse those rules. Right. So the future doesn't belong only to people who can code, it belongs to people who can solve problems. This is what is very clear. People who can communicate clearly, people who can build. So when this video actually ends, don't watch another tutorial, right? Just spend 10 minutes till the time you get the finished product. You can open Bolt, you can open Antigravity, you can open Cursor, whatever, and you just write 5 lines describing an idea, and you always wanted to build, follow the RCTCO framework, right? Press enter and start building. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe AI-Praxis YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so now that we have understood what vibe coding is, what we are going to actually do is build the actual product. In fact, let me just show you. I've already built the product, this, right? And yeah, so let me just click it here. So this is the bolt.new. All you have to do is just go to this platform and just do a normal sign up, and you're going to get this kind of screen. And this is where a small window will appear. Okay, and you can just type. So what I actually typed was, you can see here, right? Let me just zoom in for you. Yes, this is what I gave. This was my prompt. Create a scientific calculator for me. The display must have 20 digits. It should have a green LED sort of display with black background. To be very honest, I did not follow the RCTCO, right, to a certain extent. But what it actually gave me was this. It started building, right? It first said, I'll create a beautiful, scientific calculator, right? And it actually built till this point. And this is what you see actually on the screen. Very beautiful. But these buttons were not working. Okay. So then I gave another thing. Make it working, which means when I click on any button, I should get the corresponding output, right? And this is where then it actually understood. It said, I need to fix the calculator logic to make all buttons work correctly. Let me rewrite it with proper state management. And then it actually fixed and it's working. Let me just show you. So for example, 8, let me just first cancel this. Yeah, yes. So you can see what it is actually doing is 68 multiplied by 9 is equal to 6. Okay. You can actually give a very big number, multiply it by, let's say, 6. It's actually giving. You can take the tan inverse of this. Those of you who are from mathematical background must be doing. Okay. But cos inverse is not coming. Let me just take the log. Okay. Now this is an error. Okay. So let's do again. And for this big number, let's take the sine function, and you're getting, and this is set in degrees, zero point 0. So it's actually working. All I'm trying to say, it's working. Okay. So let's start from the scratch. Now what I'll do is, and yes, I promised you that I will show you who Andre Karpati is. So he is Andre Karpati, right? It's actually his page, and he has his own YouTube channel, and trust me, it's really amazing if you really want to watch or understand AI, what's under the hood. Right. I think these are some of the best videos. So yeah, I came back to OpenAI where I built a new team working on mid-training and synthetic data generation. I was director of AI at Tesla. He was doing PhD, and he was doing PhD under, again, yet another super mind, Professor Fai Lee. You can watch our videos as well. Okay, enough about him. And this guy actually tutored. So let me just now go to ChatGPT. So what I usually do is, as I said, okay, ChatGPT, Gemini, these are good for you to think. Okay, so let's build something. Okay, um, create. Okay, mm, master prompt to build an expense tracker. Okay, follow the RCTCO framework, right? Where R is role, then C is context, then T is task, then another C is constraints, and O is output, right? So let's see what it actually does for us, right? Okay, so it has actually created this. The role is very simple. And this is what we will copy and give it to the Bolt. Okay. The role is very simple. You are a staff software engineer, senior product manager, UX designer, QA engineer, then security engineer, fintech architect, combined into one expert AI. So big. You specialized in rapidly building production grade minimum lovable products, MLPs, using modern full stack technologies. So it's writing so amazing. I mean, it's telling each and every detail so that no hallucinations, no wrong outputs you're going to get. Think like an experienced founder, build the first version of your startup product. Do not simply generate code. Design, think, question assumptions, architect, build, test, improve. So this is where the role is set. Okay. Then the context. Now, my context, what I gave was very simple. Okay. If you can actually read. So it says, I want to build a modern AI powered expense tracker application from scratch. The application should be simple enough to build quickly, but polished enough to impress users. So this is what actually I want. The goal is to demonstrate how AI can build a complete working application using natural language prompts. Maybe this is something I don't want. I want a very simple one because uh, I want to use for myself. Okay. The application must feel like a real SaaS product instead of tutorial project. Okay, let's keep it. Yeah, so this is what I wanted. My primary users include students, professionals, freelancers, small business owners. Core objective is help users understand where money is spent. My secondary objective is generate AI powered insights that improve spending habits. Yes, so suppose you have, let's say, spent more on food and beverages, it should be actually able to tell you that 49% has been spent on food and beverages this month. The application should have clean UI, responsive design, delightful interaction, and fast performance. Let me also tell you, when you start doing vibe coding, you also learn a lot of these terminologies, this language. Okay. Task is, yes, think through the complete product life cycle before writing a code. So you're a non-technical person, okay, or you don't know how to write, but look at that. The way this is writing the prompt, okay, it's completely a software language. Now you execute the following phases sequentially. It is also telling AI that how to do. First one is the product planning phase, where it's going to define the problem statement, target users, user personas, user journey, user stories, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, everything MVP, wait for the approval before moving. Then comes the phase two, which is all about UX, that is user experience planning. The landing page, dashboard, expense entry categories, everything, design. Okay. And it's also telling what to connect, like wireframes, component hierarchy, design system. Then comes the phase three, which is the technical architecture. Recommend the best stack. I mean, so for example, so you know that when you make a software, you need a language. Okay. Python, JavaScript. It could be anything, right? So, and that too for front end, it's different. For back end, it's different. Okay. So React, Next.js, Vue, Tailwind, all these are for front end. For backend, it's using Firebase, Superbase. So you require some kind of database to store actually. And then authentication, some kind of Google login, email login, then charts, deployment. Where will you actually deploy? Because end of the day, to deploy and use it, make it available to yourself or to everybody else, right? So these are the tools that will be used. Now explain why every technology is chosen. Wait for the approval. Okay. When you're saying wait for the approval means you are the user, you should approve. So it will give you a prompt that should I proceed? And once you approve, it will actually proceed. Likewise, database design. Create ER diagram. Let's see. Primary keys, sample. So many things are there. Phase 5 is all about feature development. Okay. So I think we have learned in this phase 6 also. Monthly spending summary, largest expense detection. Yes, these are the things which we actually want. Then the dashboard, then analytics. Oh my God, so many things. Right. Great. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy and let me give to the Bolt. So I'm sure all of you are on this screen, the left bottom. Okay. If you just go and paste it here, and that's it. Okay. Let's see what it actually does. Your screen would be a little different because maybe you won't be seeing this calculator because you've not built it. It would be empty. Okay. But yes. So first, it's actually describing everything, user personas, user stories. As a user, I want to sign up with email so I can, so many things, budgeting, functional requirements. And then it's also using the software language. What is on my priority? P0, P1. So P0 is the topmost, P1, P2, P3, P4, right? Likewise. Okay. So notifications are the last one. Okay. Future roadmap. Right. Okay. So it's saying 72K daily tokens remaining, switch to, okay, fine. We don't have to do anything. Plan completed. Phase 1 is completed. Let me just give one more prompt. Build it completely and completely. Okay. And show the output. Yeah. So let's wait. So those of you watching, I think you're also building along with me side by side. See? Yeah. So what you see on the screen here is I'll build the complete AI powered expense tracker. Now let me start by setting up the database schema and then building the full application. See, a lot of things are there. Build authentication, but currently it's setting up the database. So it may take some time, but I think based on this calculator, what you actually see, I think you would have understood what AI can actually do. So what you see here is just imagine a lot of software engineers are sitting behind. You've just given them instructions and ordered, and they're building for you. And they're really building very fast. So I hope this gets completed. It's very fast. Yeah, so this is my free version that I'm actually using, right? And it gives 1 million tokens every day to be used. And it says 72,000 tokens are remaining. I hope that this entire app gets completed within the 72,000 tokens. Let's click this. Yeah, so when you click this, it says, yeah, so it's set up the database schema, which means the users, expenses, categories, budgets, income insights. It has applied a database migration, and it's actually it all actually built all these files. Okay, let's close it. Yeah, so actually Bolt was taking a lot of time. So let's start with Lovable. Again, you have to do the same. Just go to lovable.dev and sign up. And this is the screen that you will get. Okay, you'll get some credits free. And this is the prompt. This time I'm using a simple prompt. Role is you're an expert, lovable builder, build clean web. Context is personal expense tracker, right? Under 4 credits, this also I have used. And then task is these are the things that you have to actually do. Add expense button, then there are some constraints. I don't want any login and all. And then there's an outcome, generate a clean. Let's see that what it does. Yes, so the entire screen will be now into 2 parts. Okay, no, it's actually doing that. Yeah, so it is first preparing a minimal expense tracker plan. Now it's generating minimal expense tracker layout. And in fact, it also gives reuse work from other projects, right? That's a good thing. Let's click here. Yeah, so this is good. Yeah, so the layout of Lovable is really very simple, very clean, no clutters, right? This is what the prompt is, and this is where it's actually working and it's telling you what it's doing. Testing UI, testing local storage, save. Yeah, so now you can see the screen has been divided into 2 halves. Is life, but yeah, so it's there. So see how beautiful it has done the clean one. Name is, let's say, coffee, and the amount is 30. Okay. Then hostel, let's write $20. Okay. Then let's say travel, let's say 50. Yeah, and it's actually working if you see. Let's do something else it can do. Mm, Do add the tracker should also have analytics that 40% has been used. Okay. Travel, you are running tight. Something like this. Okay. And it should have credits and debits sort of. But let's say I have received 50, say $50 pocket money. So this is plus, and all expenses should be minus. Let's wait. I'm really not sure whether we'll be able to build because it does not have much credits, but I'm hoping that it should actually do. So you can bear with me. Okay. But all we are seeing is that this is working. This was the simplest one. Okay. So we have asked it to build a feature which is all about analytics and then add the credit and debit sort of button. Let's see. And it's actually updating analytics with credits and debits. Yeah. And the good thing is you don't have to always type. You can actually just click on these, already built-in kind of prompts, right? Add input validation, implement formatting, all that. Oh, it has actually done. So our current balance is zero, debit and credit. So let's say uh, it's pocket money and yeah. So let's say pocket money and this is 100. So this is credited. Okay. Now let's say debit coffee 5. So this is food. And so you see what is happening at the bottom, right? You can actually delete it. Okay, 100% has been used. You're running tight. Okay, so we can get it changed. We may add, you know, AI and it can actually analyze and give it the right one. Let's do travel and the amount is, let's say 20. And here we'll write travel, add the expense. Okay, so we are left with 75. Let's say party and let's do 75 and entertainment. We'll just put it, or let's not put entertainment, let's say, and we can add expense and yes. So yeah, so this was actually fixed and you can get it changed. So hope this is clear to everybody, how these apps are. Now the question is, can we use it on a mobile phone and everything? No, not yet. Okay, you'll have to actually deploy it, right? And then you can use it anywhere. Okay, this is currently on my computer. This is running locally. Hope you liked this video. Thank you very much and keep doing vibe coding.